what was the spark kind of that brought on this concept? To me, from my point of view, it was we had senior partner care services. I was going out to clients' house on a regular basis, and I was struggling with trying to help these people, the clients and even their elderly children, get information, navigate through the system of the elder care services, and I couldn't do it effectively. I'd come home, I'd be on the internet, I'd be looking up resources and struggling with all this stuff, and then all of a sudden I look over and there's Don with his wheels turning and his eyes glazing, and I thought, oh my God, and he goes, that can be an idea.
You know, a question comes as to why would Don want to assemble so many different vendors under one roof? Well, the root cause of that is to try to bring as many services for seniors in one place so that the seniors can truly do one-stop shopping. The people at the vendors realize that by being a participant in a program like that, they are able to do a better job of making seniors aware of the large plethora of services that are available to them. Therefore, they tend to work better together.
The first time that I heard about One Senior Place, I was talking to our business development director, Lee Garner, and he said, you know, I met this gentleman by the name of Don Kramer, and he was explaining this place that he had up in Viera, and you know, you may want to come and look at it because it's kind of interesting. And I said, well, why not? We were looking for a place, an office location, a second office location in Viera Century area. And we came out here. It's very centrally located in the Viera Century area, so it met that criteria. And we sat down with Don and he took us on a tour of the facility, and we said, well, this is kind of an interesting concept. It's a concept that I'd never seen before, and I'm not sure exists anywhere else.
The concept of One Senior Place is very visionary in that when people are making healthcare decisions, most of the time they do that when they're in crisis, in the hospital setting, when their loved one is very ill. There's not a lot of resources out in the community that you can think about those choices ahead of time. Bringing all of that information together in one place where individuals can not only socialize, but they also have a library of resources available to them so they can pre-think about those issues.
The atmosphere here at One Senior Place is totally amazing. The upbeat energy with the concept of the people that walk through this front door, they may walk in with a frown on their face. By the time they leave, they're smiling and they're telling other people that tell other people to come on in and get some information, get some help if you need it. It's here, and it's under one roof at One Senior Place.
I am such a cheerleader for One Senior Place consistently because of all that they do for our members in terms of senior care, senior living, senior options. One Senior Place has all the answers.
My dad was diagnosed with Alzheimer's in 2003. I had dealt with this several years before that with my mom, and it was a very frustrating experience because there was no place to go to find out anything about either the dementia or who could take care of her or where she could end up living because she couldn't live on her own. Years later, when I discovered that he was not able to live by himself anymore, I was able to come here because I read about it in the paper. One Senior Place had just opened, and I came here because, again, I had no idea where to go or what to do or how to get any help. The first time I came to One Senior Place, I was probably in tears because I came in here many times in tears. And I was interviewed. They found out what I needed. I eventually brought my dad in, and they talked to him too. And we were able to come up with several organizations that could offer me home care for him because he couldn't live by himself anymore. After going through many which they went through with me, we were able to come up with someone who was able to live with Dad. And after I got that placed, it was such a relief, and such a burden had been lifted from me. I can't tell you how relieved I was.
I look back over the countless hours my parents spent doing research on this concept, coming up with ways to help serve the elderly and their children and to provide them the assistance they need when they need it the most. And I'm just really impressed with everything they've come up with. In the end, I'm just really, really proud of them.